Imagine this. You've reached out to her, maybe a text, a call, or even in person. You put yourself out there, and nothing. Silence. No response. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's not interested. Or maybe she's just not ready to engage. Whatever the reason, her silence stings. It leaves you questioning yourself, your worth, your approach. You might feel the urge to chase, to double text, to demand an answer. But what if there's a better way? A way to handle this moment with dignity, strength, and wisdom? A way that doesn't just protect your peace but makes you a better man in the process? Welcome to a Stoic approach to being ignored. This isn't about quick fixes or manipulative games. It's about mastering yourself, reclaiming your power, and responding to her silence with quiet confidence. Today, we're diving into Stoicism, a philosophy that's been guiding men through life's challenges for centuries. If she ignores you, here's what to do silently, with the wisdom of the Stoics to light your path. Let's start with the foundation, Stoicism. Born in ancient Greece and Rome, Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to live well, no matter what life throws at us. At its core, Stoicism is about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. When she ignores you, this principle becomes your anchor. The Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, faced their own trials: exile, betrayal, loss. Yet they found peace by mastering their reactions. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Her silence? It's an outside event. You can't control whether she responds or why she doesn't, but you can control how you respond, how you think, and how you carry yourself. So, when you're faced with her silence, the first step is to pause. Don't react impulsively. Don't let the sting of rejection push you into desperation or anger. Instead, take a breath and ask yourself, what can I control here? The answer is simple: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. That's where your power lies. Before we dive into what to do, let's understand why being ignored feels so painful. Humans are wired for connection. When someone ignores us, especially someone we care about, it triggers a primal fear of rejection. Our brains interpret it as a threat to our social standing, our value, even our identity. You might start spiraling. Did I say something wrong? Am I not good enough? What's she thinking? From a Stoic perspective, this pain comes from attaching your worth to external validation. Epictetus said, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." In other words, her silence isn't the problem, it's how you're interpreting it. You're telling yourself a story that her lack of response means you're unworthy, unlovable, or inadequate. But that's just a story. It's not the truth. The Stoic solution? Reframe the situation. Her silence is just data. It's information about her, not about you. Maybe she's dealing with her own struggles. Maybe she's not ready for connection. Or maybe she's simply not the right person for you. Whatever the reason, it's not your job to fix it or force it. Your job is to stay grounded in your own value. Now, let's get to the heart of it. What to do when she ignores you. These are practical, Stoic-inspired steps you can take silently. No grand gestures, no chasing, no drama. Just quiet, disciplined actions that build your strength and protect your peace. The first Stoic principle is to accept things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When she ignores you, don't waste energy imagining why or what could have been. Accept the reality. She hasn't responded. That's it. No need to invent a narrative about her intentions or your shortcomings. This doesn't mean you give up hope or close the door forever. It means you stop fighting the present moment. Acceptance frees you from the emotional tug of war. You're not denying your feelings, you're acknowledging them and choosing not to let them control you. Practice this silently. When you notice yourself spiraling, pause and say to yourself, "This is the situation. I accept it as it is." This simple act of acknowledgement shifts your focus from her to you, from what's out of your control to what's within it. Stoicism teaches us to divide the world into two categories: what we can control and what we cannot. You can't control whether she responds, how she feels, or what she thinks. But you can control your actions, your mindset, and your growth. Instead of fixating on her silence, redirect your energy to what's in your power. Work on yourself, hit the gym, read a book, pursue a goal. These actions aren't just distractions, they're investments in your own worth. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By focusing on self-improvement, you're reclaiming your freedom from external validation. Silently commit to one small action each day that makes you better. Maybe it's a 20-minute workout, a chapter of a book, or a moment of gratitude for what you already have. These quiet acts of discipline build a foundation of self-respect that no one's silence can shake. Practice emotional detachment. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. In Stoicism, detachment means not letting external events dictate your inner peace. When she ignores you, your instinct might be to chase harder, to prove your worth, or to seek closure. But chasing is a trap. It hands her the power over your emotions. Instead, practice what the Stoics call emerfati, love of fate. Embrace the situation as it is, even if it's not what you wanted. Her silence is an opportunity to practice resilience. It's a chance to prove to yourself that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. Silently, remind yourself, my peace comes from within. Her response, or lack of it, doesn't define me. This mental shift is subtle but powerful. It's not about suppressing your feelings, it's about choosing not to let them rule you. Cultivate inner abundancion. Reason her silence hurts is because you might feel scarcity, like she's the only one who can validate you or make you happy. Stoicism challenges this mindset. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Silently work on cultivating inner abundance. This means building a life so full of purpose, meaning, and self-respect that no one's absence can diminish it. Spend time with friends who lift you up. Pursue passions that light a fire in your soul. Practice gratitude for what you have, rather than fixating on what you lack. When you live from a place of abundance, her silence becomes less significant. You're not waiting for her to complete you, you're already whole. This quiet confidence is magnetic, not just to her, but to everyone around you. Let go of the outcome. This is perhaps the hardest but most liberating step. Stoicism teaches us to act with virtue and let go of the results. You can't control whether she comes around, but you can control how you show up in the world. Did you reach out with kindness and respect? Did you act in alignment with your values? If so, you've done your part. Silently release your attachment to her response. This doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop needing her to act a certain way for you to feel okay. Epictetus said, "Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well." Silently release your attachment to her response. This doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop needing her to act a certain way for you to feel okay. Epictetus said, "Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well." In practice, this might mean not checking your phone every 5 minutes, not rereading your message to analyze it, and not crafting a flow-up text to fix the situation. Let it be. Trust that the right outcome will unfold, whether it involves her or not. In a world that glorifies noise, constant texting, chasing, and seeking attention, silence is a radical act. When you respond to her silence with your own, you're not being passive. You're choosing strength. You're saying, without words, that you respect yourself too much to beg for attention. Silence is stoic because it's disciplined. It's a refusal to let external events pull you off course. It's a quiet declaration that you're enough, just as you are. And here's the paradox. This kind of silence often speaks louder than any words. It shows confidence, self-control, and maturity, qualities that are deeply attractive. Think about it. When you don't chase, you create space. Space for her to reflect, to miss you, to wonder about you. Space for you to grow, to focus on your own path. And if she doesn't come around, that space becomes the foundation for a better, stronger you. As you practice this stoic approach, there are pitfalls to watch out for. Here are some mistakes men often make when faced with being ignored, and how to avoid them. Chasing harder, sending more texts, calling repeatedly, or trying to win her attention only pushes her further away. It signals neediness, which undermines your dignity. Instead, give her space and focus on your own growth. Taking it personally, her silence is not a verdict on your worth. Don't let your ego turn it into a personal attack. Practice the Stoic principle of separating your self-worth from external events. Seeking closure, you might crave an explanation. Why is she ignoring you? But demanding answers rarely brings peace. Closure comes from within, from accepting reality and moving forward. Overanalyzing, rereading your messages, or obsessing over what you did wrong is a waste of energy. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Let it go and focus on what you can control. Retaliating, responding to her silence with anger or pettiness, ignoring her back out of spite, or posting something to show her is a sign of weakness. Stoicism calls for virtue, not vengeance. The beauty of Stoicism is that it's not just about handling one situation, it's about building a mindset that serves you in every area of life. Being ignored by her is just one test. Life will throw many more rejections, setbacks, failures. By practicing these Stoic principles now, you're training yourself to face any challenge with grace and resilience. Each day, practice one Stoic exercise. Morning reflection. Ask yourself, what can I control today? How can I act with virtue? Negative visualization. Imagine the worst case scenario: she never responds, and realize you'll be okay. This prepares you to face reality without fear. Journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings about her silence. Then, challenge them with Stoic logic. Are you attaching your worth to her actions? How can you reframe this? Gratitude practice. List 3 things you're grateful for each day. This shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Over time, these practices become second nature. You'll find that her silence, or anyone's, loses its power over you. You'll become a man who's unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you've mastered yourself. Let's zoom out. This isn't just about her. It's about you. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't crumble under rejection, who doesn't need external validation to feel whole. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes from living in alignment with our values: courage, wisdom, justice, and self-discipline. When you respond to her silence with Stoic principles, you're not just handling this moment, you're building a legacy. You're becoming a man who's respected, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. You're showing the world and yourself that you're enough. And here's the truth: the right woman, the one who's meant for you, will notice this. She'll be drawn to your quiet strength, your self-assuredness, your ability to live well regardless of her response. But even if she doesn't, you've already won. Because you've chosen yourself. So, the next time she ignores you, don't chase, don't beg, don't lose yourself in the silence. Instead, embrace it. Use it as a chance to practice Stoic wisdom, to accept reality, focus on what you can control, and build a life of inner abundance. Do this silently, with discipline and dignity, and you'll find something far more valuable than her response: your own strength. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choose thoughts that empower you, choose actions that honor you, and choose a path that leads you to a life of purpose, peace, and unshakable confidence. Thank you for listening. Now, go out there and live like a Stoic.